Just imagine though too,
Yeah.
like if Vincent Van Gogh and like those crazy people from like artists, not as if they're not artists, but just like that like genre of crazy artist, right? Those insane folks. If they were alive in the era of kiwi farms and lolcows and shit like that, like they would be trolled to an
Yeah,
endless
like
degree.
think of Van Gogh. Like it was Van Gogh that cut his ear off, right?
Yeah, and he did that for the
Yeah.
Starry Night thing.
Like, could you imagine the amount
Imagine
of
if that guy was
trolling
on
that guy
fucking
would get
Twitter.
on the internet just for like cutting his ear off?
I mean, but
Like, what the fuck?
But would it be deserved though? I mean, the guy cut his ear off. It wasn't.
Okay, but like, okay, he cuts his ear off, but do you think like Van Gogh would be trolled hard enough to fuck their own mom though? Like, that's another thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
I think he was
people, those
wild.
old artists were so messed up. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's incest with some of them.
Poe,
It wouldn't be
Edgar Allan
surprising.
Poe.
Yeah, well, Edgar Allan Poe, he married his niece or something, right?
Oh.
That was kind of normal back then.
Yeah, that was just a thing they did.
Okay, but that.
Huh,
Back in,
was
back
it
in
now?
the day, that that was like.
Yeah. Edgar Allan Poe.
Pablo Escobar married like a 14-year-old girl when he was like 30
Pablo.
or something.
Yeah, Pablo. Yeah.
He's not an artist, but like just there's a lot of people
Well,
throughout
there.
history that
I
That's
think
a
there's an
different
wait.
era, though.
Actually, no. Drug cartels are bad. YouTube. There
Yeah,
we
the
go.
drug cartels are bad. We do not condone
Yeah,
Pablo
any
Picasso-
dangerous or harmful acts.
Pablo Picasso, I think, was pretty messed up too.
So-
if we're going
I
on
think
different
they all
Pablos
were.
that are
We
artists.
also do not condone incest. True story.
Well,
Who's
hold
the
on
one
a
guy who
sec.
just sprays shit. Oh, Jackson Pollock. That's it, Pollock.
Now,
Pollock
now,
paintings.
on Caleb's point, would Chris Chan then be the first actual world-renowned artist with this crazy story that's now been documented? Because he is an artist.
Yes. No one's been documented like Chris Chan. It's
Yeah,
just
Jesus Christ hasn't been this doc, and no one else has. Saddam wasn't.
so the thing with Chris Chan that separates him is that there's other people. If you go on Kiwi Farms, you could find tons of threads of people that are just as gullible as Chris Chan, but their mental capacity is lower.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this weird.
So it's not as fun.
So it's this weird sweet
Put it
spot
like
where
that.
if a person's too intelligent, they won't fall for it. But if they're too mentally not with it, they're not even capable of like functioning on a computer or running a YouTube
Right.
Well,
account.
it's, yeah.
So there's like this weird little spot that Chris found himself in where he was super gullible, but also capable of using technology. And there's not many people that fit into that little medium.
I think
right
it's kind of
Yeah.
very close to like, so every time I hear about like, now the whole Chris Chan story is basically done, right? Like it's over. Like no one's ever going to go
there.
into
No,
it.
it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, well, exactly. But like when I see like the three people like now on the internet that like, and it's tough. Like when I go on YouTube or whatever, and I go on Twitch and like I look into any of these communities, like the threads, it's always like Boogie, DSP, Wings of Redemption, all these like three like caricatures and people, and people are like, oh, these guys are like the next Chris Chan. I'm like, not even close to it. Like
No.
because like they're just people that have done like really shitty behaviors, but it's not like they're dumb people, like. Some of them have actually turned it into an incredibly monetizable thing. Like I remember the DSP story, and I followed it for a while because it was like there was a period where YouTube gaming recommendations, like they were all just like his clips, or like people would like take his Let's Plays, right? Because he was like a terrible gamer, still is. They would take his Let's Plays and compile like 4-hour like compilations of just his fuck ups on a game, right? So let's say he played like Halo 3. They would find a playthrough of his, they would download it all, and they would just compile all of the fucking parts together, all of his fuck ups and his comments for each of those fuck up videos into these massive collaborative like pieces. And that was it.
It's
Like
all lag.
yeah, it was like and like that honestly, like that really blew up his popularity for a long time, because what DSP did was not like, I'm not gonna say like he was talented, because really there was no talent in this. This guy found a way to like the way that he did his playthroughs. Like let's say like Elden Ring came out, right? What he would do is he would just record Elden Ring. There would be no editing to it, no nothing. Point the camera at the monitor. I'm not joking with you. Point the camera at the fucking monitor. That was back in the day. He'd upload 87 parts of Elden Ring in a goddamn day. All right, like we're talking in a day. And that would be the DSP thing, and it would be popular because back in the day, right? Like you would go look up gaming content. Oh, wow, this guy has like Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring content. Let's just watch. And YouTube would just like fucking force feed the content to everyone. Of course, obviously, when everyone else jumped into the gaming circuit, his relevancy started to wane, because it was like, wow, these people actually put effort into their content. Now, of course, DSP was a little different because his fuck ups that threw him into popularity, that dropped him into everything. I'd say he's smart now because whatever relevance he gained off, he just knows how to manufacture the drama. He knows that people hate watch him more than they actually watch him, and so he's found out how to make that profitable. And I think the same thing could be said for like Wings of Redemption. And recently, even like Boogie, because I was like, I saw Boogie's video and I recommended again, and it was just like prison stories. Like, did you guys see the last Boogie upload?
Yeah, I'm imagining it got a lot of
No.
views.
Oh, it did,
hopefully for him.
but this is the wildest thing with the Boogie thing, right? And this is what like blew my mind away. So if you guys actually look up Boogie 2988, I think you all will come to the same realization. His last video
I
was
watched
I'm
it.
well aware.
what was jail like for Boogie 2988. Now the thumbnail freaked me out because I'm like, this guy put his face next to, from what I understand, somebody who's done some like serious heinous crimes, like like
Yes,
I'm
I don't
like,
know why he didn't have to do that. Like he could have just taken his mugshot, put like the height thing behind him, the
Yeah.
height lines.
Yeah.
And it's like my time in prison, Boogie 2988 story, and it probably would have gotten more
he
views
couldn't
than
have
him
done
putting
that
his
because
face
he
next to a
already made a
pedo.
thumbnail like that.
Do it again.
If you look at that's just his previous thumbnail. He made 2 videos on his 4-hour prison stint.
well, yeah, exactly.
I was memeing about it a few days ago, but it's kind of crazy, the YouTuber mindset. When something really bad happens, it's like, okay, I can turn this into content. Oh, my parents were killed.
Yeah,
well,
but
time
like
to
that's
review Batman
but
and
that's
relate
like
to
I
Bruce
think that's
Wayne.
90% of the YouTubers out there. Like I swear to God, if like tomorrow, like certain YouTubers are like they got a cancer diagnosis, they'd be like immediately like
Oh, yeah.
they'd get the cancer diagnosis from
Oh,
the
yeah,
doctor, and they wouldn't even process
Commentary
they had
channels.
they wouldn't even process they had cancer. They'd be like figuring out how to make the thumbnail. Like you guys won't.
Oh, that's what I would
they
do,
would
yeah,
get
for
like
sure.
they would get like a bald version of themselves for the thumbnail. Like they would already think a few steps ahead, like lying in a hospital bed or something.
But see that,
Bruh.
but that's like that's the fucking that's the exact mindset that I was looking at when I was watching these Boogie things, because like it was literally that thumbnail, and I was like, there's no way. Like I would know if I ever went to prison, I would never make a video about me going to prison. Like holy fuck, I would move past that. Like you know what I mean? Like if I got booked. You know what I mean? On some stupid charge or whatever, and I was like in a prison for a day and I bailed myself out, I would not ever want that story to be like told.